Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this week's episode of
Baz and Sunny Real Talk.
Really get into that now, aren't you?
I'm getting into it.
You know what, I'm going to get Tanny to make a little meme of that this week. Tanny, make a little meme of that. Do something. You know, last week you had like the woman going like this. Let's do something else.
Okay, why have you
And then let's put like a little collage of Sunny's little...
Okay.
Yeah.
Hope you guys are all well and hope you've all had an excellent week. We've had a really good week here.
We've had some really good feedback. So our podcast that we went to BBC for a few weeks back aired on Monday. And you know what? Thank you to everybody that's listened to it, and thank you to all our new followers and people that are hitting us up and just showing the love and just, you know, congratulating us on what we're doing and stuff, because I think a lot of the stuff that we do, we kind of just a bit blasé about it and we just do it and we just kind of get it out there and just make it happen.
I really loved it, really enjoyed it, and I'd love to do more of it. So
I think we're enjoying this space, aren't we? Like, I think it's like we kind of get a chance to be vocal about what we're doing and share our experiences, and hopefully we're helping people along the way. Well, we know we are, because we're getting a lot of DMs, and everything that we set out to do has been good.
And also, I think the main thing is we talk about stuff that we're passionate about and that we're interested in, but that's going to go on to what we're going to talk about today as well. But I think that's the thing that makes it exciting.
That's it. So if you haven't checked it out, it's called The Hustle something.
The Everyday Hustle.
Yeah, the Everyday Hustle. It's called The Everyday Hustle on BBC Asian Network.
Asian Network.
I keep looking over to it now for like a little nod on that.
Yeah, Everyday Hustle, BBC Asian Network. The presenter was Sonia Barlow. Listen out for it, guys. Yeah, it was really good.
So check it out. And we also, all our episodes now are on podcasts, so Google, Apple, Spotify. So, you know, if you don't want to see our beautiful faces, then you can just listen to our not so beautiful voices.
Speaking of that, we tried listening to that podcast we did.
You know, you hate your own voice.
Oh my God, we listened to like 10 minutes of it. We had to turn it off because we're cringing at our voices. We don't ever listen to ourselves afterwards.
I know.
But yeah, oh well. So thank you all for tuning in. Today's episode is going to all be about top tips for entrepreneurs.
Sounds like a good episode. It's
going to be a good episode, Baz. Baz only finds out when he sits in the chair about what we're going to talk about. But I think this is one of the most requested things that we have all the time on our DMs. A lot of people message us saying, hey, really want to become an entrepreneur, really want to start my own business. I don't have a clue where to start. So what we're going to try and do today is give you really clear, concise top tips, just so that you can take them on board and hopefully find them of interest, and it will help you on your entrepreneurial journey. So we'll kickstart it right from basics. So if I was to sit here, if someone was to message you, Baz, and say to you, hey, I really want to get into business, don't know what to do, don't know where to start, but I just know that it's for me, don't want to go uni, or I don't want to do
this happens regular.
It does. We get messages all the
regular
time. So what would you say?
I always say the same thing, that, you know, there's quite a few people that we mentor and stuff now. I say the same thing to every person who sits here. What is your why? Like, why are you here? And that's the first thing that I say. And then after that, I ask them, what is your end goal? And then you have to work backwards. So some people's end goal might be, okay, well, I want to buy a supercar, I want to buy this, or I want to buy a house, or I want a side hustle, I want to, I've just been made redundant, or, you know, I haven't got a job anymore, or I've really got the passion to actually want to be an entrepreneur. And then we turn around and say, what is your why? I want to be hands-on. I want to have, I want to have like a passive income. I want to have different stuff. So we need to first ascertain, what is your why? Like, why are you actually really here? And then from there, we can look at your goal, and then in between that, then fill it all in and bridge the gaps and say, you know, how do we make your dreams into reality?
I think that's a really, really, really excellent starting point. And the reason I know that's an excellent starting point is finding out your why. So I've been in lots of situations before. One that I can think of most definitely off the top of my head. We were speaking to a friend not long ago, and she was telling us, I really want to go into business, don't know where to start, what shall I do? I don't want to be in my job anymore, just want to start my own thing. And I got really excited by her saying this, and I started throwing loads of ideas at her of stuff that I've seen that's either trending around or stuff that I want to go into that I've never really had the opportunity or don't really have the time. So I started telling her all these ideas of things that she can do, namely things like soft play centres for kids, or like those kind of things. And I was getting really carried away with myself telling these ideas, and then she was just sat there listening to me, and then Baz was like, hold on, Sunny, let's just ask her why she wants to even go into business.
That's because I can see her face changing, like she's like, what the hell's going on here?
I was throwing all these ideas out. So let's ask her why she wants to go into business in the first place. And then as soon as he asked her that, and she said, literally, can't be bothered with my job, I don't enjoy it, and also I just want income coming in without me having to do much. I don't want any stress in my life, I don't want any staff, like I don't want to manage anything, I just don't want stress in my life, but I want to have money. Then as soon as she said that, then obviously everything that I just said to her was didn't make any sense. It didn't fit into her life. So then that's when we started talking about things like property development, renovation, stuff like that she can do on the side, or get external people in to support her. So really, really important to find out what lifestyle you want from your business. So once that was a really good number one. And then the number two, I would say, following on from that, which fits in really nicely, is then what are you passionate about? What drives you? What makes you get out of bed in the morning? Like, what is your skill set? And I think that's really, really important, because going into business, you're going to experience lots of challenges, lots of uncertainty, lots of days where you're just thinking, what am I doing? Like, because it's just lots of challenges in business. It's not all smooth sailing at all. Whereas if you're passionate about something and you really enjoy something, then all those challenges aren't going to feel that bad. They're not going to feel that amplified, because you're actually enjoying what you're doing, and work will feel like work. It'll feel fun.
I totally agree. I think at the same point of that, then what you need to do then is evaluate yourself. Have a look at yourself and see exactly, like Sonny just said, really look at yourself in the mirror and say, what am I good at? What can I enjoy? What do I like? What do I do daily? Or what do I see other people do? I think, you know what, I actually really would like doing that, and I'm not going to see it as a chore getting out of bed every day. I'm not going to see it as a chore working late till midnight. I'm not going to see it as work. It's really important that only get into this entrepreneurial space if you enjoy it. You can't be doing it if it's just for if you just want to make money, then it takes a very certain type of entrepreneur that can, just do a certain job that they hate on a daily basis just to make money. It's very difficult. There's only those people are kind of very, very far and few between on it. Definitely. So definitely look at yourself and try and get into a space that you enjoy, because then if your goal takes a bit longer, it doesn't matter, because you're enjoying the journey along the way. And you know what, we're here to be entrepreneurs, but enjoy it and have fun. We're having so much fun. I love doing what we do.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I wake up every day raring to go. Weekends, it doesn't matter. We constantly talk about work.
Don't get that twisted. We don't come in every day, and we don't just sit here every day saying, I love this, I'm having so much fun, because you have loads of tough time along the way. However, it's just those tough times are minimalised because we're passionate.
Because you look back and think, would I rather be doing anything else? Actually, no, I wouldn't. So you know what, we are where we are.
Cool. So we've done what's your why, find out what you're passionate about, and then what would you say top tip number 3 would be?
Then after you find out exactly what you're about and what you're passionate about, then find out what your brand would be. Then have a think and say, okay, what is my brand?
So create, what are the things that create?
What is going to be, what is your brand? So let's take, for example, with Jack Life. We took Jack Life because it was trending. As a word, a lot of people were saying it. We knew what kind of space we wanted to be in. We wanted to be in the drinks market because there was a gap in between your premium spirits. It's the same old Ciroc, Grey Goose, Belvedere. So we knew there's a market there. We knew there's a target audience. We knew exactly what target audience we wanted to go for, and we went there and we executed. And then we literally got our heads down and we just hammered it. When
you're thinking about brand, there's lots of different things to associate with the brand. So you've got obviously the digital aspect of the brand. So what's your online presence going to look like? Then you've got the look and feel of the brand. So we already knew from the moment what we were going to, every time when we thought of a business idea, how we wanted it to look, how we want our logo to look, the colours we want to be associated with it, and just everything to do with the brand, the kind of brand ambassadors you want to attach to the brand. So everything about your messaging and the brand, that's probably the thing that you're going to have to work the hardest on, isn't it? Because there's a lot of brands out there, there's a lot of products out there that actually aren't that great. The products aren't great, however the branding has been excellent. That's how they've got to where they have.
There's loads of brands out there.
Yeah, because they've marketed it and they've branded themselves in such a way that they've appealed to a lot of people. However, the product itself hasn't been great. So really, really focus on your brand. You can even get people to come and support you, like creatives that will help create a logo.
Definitely, but you know what as well, if you're so passionate about your business, like we were so passionate about what we had here, you have a clear vision, and when you have a clear vision and you know in your gut that it's the right thing, and you've done all your research, you've done all your due diligence, stick to your guns as well. That's another thing what I need to add into this. Stick to your guns. There's so many people that said to me, change this about your product, change that about your product. Your price point's wrong because you're not a celebrity, you can't sell it at that price. You should colour your liquid because there's another company that's colouring the liquid.
Too many chefs spoil the broth.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, no, that isn't it. No, that isn't it. And we stuck to our guns. We hammered it because we believed in it. And now it's become to fruition, and we're winning. And a prime example of that is, if you haven't watched it yet, go and watch The Founder. It's about the story of McDonald's. He had a set vision of what he wanted, how he wanted, and how he wanted to become. And it's the biggest the biggest brand in the world.
Absolutely
love that film. It's amazing. Every couple of years you have to watch it again.
My favourite film,
because every time you watch it there's just new things that just resonate.
If anyone wants to franchise a business, if you've got a food business that you're looking to franchise or anything like that, I think it's definitely worth a watch because it's just inspiring. It's more than anything, it's just inspiring. So definitely give it a watch.
I took from that there was a set way that he wanted the burgers to be made. There was a set way that he wanted this done. I chat to other people that are web developers, and there's a set way they want the web, and they want for example, when Facebook was made, no, it has to be made like this. This is how it needs to be. And with Apple, for example, if you watch Steve Jobs and his program, go out there and research. They were strict. Who in their right mind? Everyone's no, you have to go onto Windows because it can work on different platforms. No, he goes, I want to make a set user interface for Apple. And everything for Apple is only Apple. It's amazing.
I mean, it's
what people create.
What you're saying is absolutely fantastic, and it's good to get feedback from other people around you. Definitely, it's good to do surveys and find out, if there's a market for your product and that type of thing. However, if you've got something in your gut, don't be swayed by other people's opinions too much. Take other people's opinions.
I suppose this is the reason why we never showed that we were the owners of Jot Life for 6 months.
Yeah.
It was because we didn't want that anyway. But anyway, that's a separate episode, a separate story.
So that's a really good one. So
point?
I like that brand. For me, the other point, I forgot what point we were. I think it's point number 4 now. It would be, who is your customer? So straight away, so you've decided what your brand is, and now what you want to do is think, who is your customer? It's really important to have a target audience that you're going to go to and who you're going to market towards. There's a lot of people out there, you'll go to them and say okay, who's your customer? And they say, everyone, literally anyone. Well, really, if you say that everyone is your customer and you're marketing for everyone, really, those people are kind of marketing towards no one, because you need to have a set customer. You need to have someone, well, I'm not saying be completely exclusive to other people and just don't involve certain groups or whatever, but at least have a target audience in mind that you can market your product to. That's really important. So think I'm marketing at students, families, mums, it could just be anything, but I think someone that you can really focus your marketing on, that's very, very important. So think about that.
Next point for me would be skill set. So check what your skill set is, see what you're good at. See obviously what market, I've already briefly touched on this, see what you want to do, where you want to go, and what you're passionate about. But then also look at yourself as an individual and say, okay, what parts am I best suited into? When you first become an entrepreneur, you have to do everything within the business.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do the accounting, you're going to have to do the bookkeeping, you're going to have to be the staff, you're also going to have to be the cleaners, you have to do everything.
And it's important too, because you need to be frugal at first when you've just
100%. You need to be frugal, but you also need to understand the potholes in the business as well, so that when you employ someone into the business, and if they're not the right fit, you need to have certain expectations for that role within the business. So, and then obviously you can hire or fire then obviously accordingly. So it's very important then to do everything, but then know what your skill set is. So eventually, as you grow, as you scale, as the budget allows, you can then bring the right people into the right team, and then employ the people in the set avenues, and then you can do what you're best at. Like for me, I know that I'm best at sales and expansion and growth and pushing the business forward. Sonny's amazing and great at running the marketing and the PR and the branding and the vision of the business, the look, the feel, and how we are presented. This is why we work so well. Sonny has her own department, I have mine. We cross over and bounce off each other and share, ideas. But I'm very much going that way. Sonny's very much going that way. But we're both heading towards the same goal. So it's very important to know your skill set and know your team's skill set and create that.
I think that's such a good point about everything that you said there's great, but especially building the best team around you. So literally, if you're the smartest person in your room, you're in the wrong room and you need to get out, because you should hire a team that people have got a stronger skill set than you. That's really important. Hire people that are better than you in certain roles, because you can't do everything. Don't get me wrong, don't do it initially. Literally, don't start hiring people straight away. Really try.
There's so many companies that have done that.
Focus on
they start their business, they haven't turned over a penny, but their wage bill is like 200 grand a year.
Don't do that, guys. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes you can do to your business, is start hiring straight away. Try and do as much as you possibly can yourself. Try and do a lot of outsourcing if you really have to, but your biggest cost is going to be your payroll eventually, so just try and long it out for as long as you possibly can. But yeah, really make sure that you have the best team around you, and that leads.
But also, don't be scared to scale at the right time as well.
Definitely.
When you're ready to scale, if you want in this exponential growth, this massive business, you know, be frugal, be very tight, but also understand that at this point, I need to scale, I need to employ, because one, you'll just burn out, 2, you'll start to hate your business, and 3, you're just doing a disservice to the business because you're not letting it grow and breathe.
I think that's your strongest skill set. Like, you're such a risk taker, and you've been the one who's wanted to advance all the businesses, and you've always known like the right time that it's time to scale now, because you always...
Sometimes, don't get me twisted, in the past I've done it too prematurely. At the same time, sometimes now I still jump into it, Sonny has to rein me back. But it's like, I just want such big aspirations for the brand. I want to make $1 billion business. I know that's not going to happen without a strong team. And I'm very fortunate about the team that we got here. We've had to get rid of a few people that weren't right for the team. So that's another thing. You got to hire and fire accordingly. If they're not right fit, you're only as strong as a team around you. So that then brings on to the next point, which is show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I was just about to say that one as well. Like, only be surrounded by people that are going to push you, inspire you, and make you feel happy and make you feel good about yourself. This is not even in a professional manner I'm even talking personally. Only put yourself in situations where you feel good, and especially in your work environment, be around people that are going to make you think strong. Don't be around people that are going to make you feel like you're being a show off if you're telling them what your goals are. Like, because we've been in situations like that, we've sat around to people and we told them, yeah, we want to do this, we want to do that, and you almost feel a bit like, oh God, do they think that I'm on?
They look at you, laugh, and then you like, they think that, you know, there's going to chat you afterwards.
Yeah, when really, like anything is possible.
Well, this is why we created the net worth group, isn't it?
Absolutely.
We created the net worth group to be surrounded by like-minded individuals that are on the same vibrations and moving on the same energy. So our first event for the net worth is next week, Tuesday. So people that are following the journey, watching the socials, and the people that are part of it, thank you for joining. But it's going to be really exciting because we've got some really, really, really good stuff happening.
So just be around people that are going to push you, inspire you, and motivate you.
How good is it to have a team? Because like our team now, I'm getting messages and DMs off our staff and our team that are around us at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. It's wicked because they're thinking about the vision, they're thinking about the business, and they're really brought into what we're into, and the ethos and the team that we have is just amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, really fortunate.
So I think we've pretty much hit all the nails on the head there in terms of top tips. If you guys think that we missed anything out, or if you've got any more questions, let us know. But just off the top of it, I think those are my tips that I would give. Advice I would give if you're thinking about being an entrepreneur, like a lot of people probably look at other entrepreneurs and think, wow, life seems so chilling for you. Like, you guys must be able to do what you want, wake up when you want. They might watch some motivational video on
that's
YouTube,
another thing. If you see a motivational video on YouTube and you suddenly decide that you want to quit your job and move on, that is the wrong thing to do.
It's just like, I want to really stress that is not, like, don't just think, oh my God, I want their life because they've watched a snippet on it of Instagram, or they just think they're chilling and you can wake up when you want, you can you don't have to check in with the boss.
If anything, it's more stress.
It's way more stress. Yes, you do have that flexibility, but you don't want to do it because you can't afford to do it, because you're not guaranteed that you're going to get your wages at the end of the month. When you
got a team of like loads of people relying on you as well, the stress is there.
Yeah.
It's constant. Being an entrepreneur is constant fucking stress.
Let's
not get this twisted.
Yeah.
It's not. Don't get me wrong. You'll have the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. There's nothing better than when you're winning. It's the best feeling in the world. It literally is absolutely amazing. You're in the clouds, but you will have dark and lonely times. It's very, 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 very stressful.
So basically, the purpose of us saying this is that don't make looking at someone's lifestyle make you think you want.
If you can't manage working for someone and having a side hustle, you are not ready to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I think that's my advice I did too on the site.
Like, if you can't manage that side hustle and you start feeling that, oh, this is too much, oh, I can't be arsed tonight because I've had a really stressful day at work and I've come home and, I've got to sort the kids out and, I can't be arsed to sit on my laptop, I'll leave it till later. You're not ready to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Simple.
That's my advice. So if you have got something in mind, like a side hustle, keep it as a side hustle until it makes you enough money to quit your job and then do it full time. Don't ever quit your job.
And try it, because the last thing you want to do is jump into it, because a lot of people are starting later in some people might be, later in life, they got a responsibility, they got a house, they got a mortgage, they got other stuff, and they got dependents on them. So it's very different. Like for me, my journey started when I was, single, and I've always grown up in this. So like, this is my world. And like for Sunny, when she left the corporate world and jumped into this, it's a huge, massive decision, because obviously she had responsibilities and stuff. And it's very important that you don't just, as I said, look at a motivational video, just jump into it. See if it's right, make sure that you're making enough money, like Sonny's about to say, to cover your expenses, look after your family, make sure things are right, and take it slowly and steady.
Like if you're sat there now and you're thinking, oh, okay, yeah, you know what, this could be for me based on the top tips you've given and the kind of life that you've portrayed about what it could be like. Yeah, it could be for me. What qualities would you say you need to be an entrepreneur? I think for me, the number one quality I'd say that you need to be an entrepreneur. So if you tick all these qualities, then I think definitely it's something you should explore and do it as a side hustle first. Like we said, don't ever quit your job straight away. Like make sure you can fit it in with your lifestyle first and see if it's something that you enjoy, because you've got to do it on weekends, evenings, whatever. But for me, it's being a risk taker and being open to uncertainty in your life. So if you're very much about being organised, having structure, needing to know what's happening at the right time, needing to have that kind of structure in your life and be very like set with routine, being an entrepreneur, just setting off on your own is not going to be for you if it's going to stress you out not having structure, because you won't have structure. You're going to have no structure. Your life will be full of uncertainty, at least until you know
there'll be no such thing as payday for a long time.
Yeah, you won't know what's going on, like because you're going to be freestyling everything, and you're going to have to change things up, and you're going to have to be innovative all the time. So unless you are open to that and you're like, willing to have your life like that, then it's not for you.
My two things would be patience and determination. So patience, nothing happens overnight. There is no overnight success story unless you bought a lottery ticket and won it and started Jot Life, apparently, like we have. Yeah, but no, there is no overnight success story. I guarantee you, every person who's sitting there as a millionaire, a multimillionaire with the fancy cars, watches, whatever, everybody will have a story to tell. Everybody will have a story to tell when they're on their arse, when they were loneliest space ever. And they'll also have a story to tell about when they were on their highest of their highs.
The moment where it happened.
You could have 10 years worth of losses for 1 year's worth of success that will change your life forever. The second thing is determination. When you do have the shittest times, because they will come, and they'll come quite often at the early stages, and they may come at a later date when you lose everything and you start again. That's when you really become an entrepreneur, when you dust yourself off and start again. You've got to be determined to get through to your end goal. There's nobody else that is going to help you out there. Yeah, it's great. You're going to hopefully be fortunate enough to be like me and Sonny. We're in business together, husband and wife. We're best friends doing business. We're enjoying it because it fits around our lifestyle and it's perfect for us. However, even there's times when I have to be determined and push forward. No matter what Sonny says to me, and there's times when there is times when we have to pick each other up.
You have to pick me. I was feeling a bit shitty last night.
Yeah, there is times you have to pick each other up, but at the same time as well, there isn't times no matter how much picking up each other we do with each other, you still can't pick each other up, because we still ultimately know that if you're left alone for a few hours, I had one a few weeks back, you're left alone for a few hours, you'll regain your thoughts, you'll think differently, you'll stress test yourself, and you'll come through, because determination is everything and failure is not an option. So you have to be patient and you have to have determination. That's my two things.
And I think what we'll end it with is my final one is you have to be willing to invest in yourself. Investing in yourself as a person, because all the stuff that you can do, all the reading reading is investing in yourself massively. Listening to other people's stories via podcasts, reading, anything.
Listen to this is investing in yourself?
Absolutely. So invest in yourself, that's so important. But you can do anything academic or anything like that. However, the most biggest thing that you're going to need to get through your entrepreneurial journey is your mindset. You need to overcome your mind to believe that you can do anything, because you're going to have lots of days where you're going to question yourself. You're going to have, imposter syndrome. You're going to think, are you worthy enough? So you need to be able to invest in yourself. And the way that you're doing that as well is by surrounding yourself with like-minded people, obviously doing a lot of reading, and maybe even if you have the opportunity, if you find one, is find yourself a business mentor who can guide you through your journey and make it easier for you. That is a really big thing that will support you along your journey as well.
Guiding for a business mentor isn't just for people that are at the beginning of their journey. We're actively looking for mentors all the time.
Absolutely.
The right people that can take us level.
Because we want to always go
exactly
that level.
With no disrespect to anybody, I only really kind of take advice of people that I aspire to be like. I want to become a billionaire business owner, so I want to surround myself by billionaire business owners and ask them how they did it and take their advice. Those are people that I aspire to be around. And there's certain people that you have to just cut off from your life. Certain people that I ring up and they used to just be negative and moan all the time, I just stop ringing them now. I don't call them anymore. So surround yourself by positive people, surround yourself by positivity, watch stuff like this that's going to get you going, motivated and raring to go, and just go out there and get it and win, and failure is not an option. And you know what, we wish you if anyone is leaving this now at the start of their entrepreneurial journey, or they're in their entrepreneurial journey, or they're thinking about doing it and they're going to commit to it, we wish everybody success and positive vibes only.
And you know what, guys, even
let us know if you do.
Thinking about, I'd love to know if you guys are what you're planning on doing or whatever.
Well, I've had a few people message saying, you've given us the motivation to go off and do this. I'm like, you know what? Smashed it.
You know, even the fact that you guys are thinking about it and listening to the podcast, and it might even be like pushing you, even that in itself is massive. So always give yourself a pat on the back along your entrepreneurial journey. Just keep patting yourself on the back and being your own little cheerleader, because you are going to be your only cheerleader soon. Because people do start to drift away from you as you become really focused on your...
You'll be your only cheerleader for a short period of time. Because what will happen until you start becoming successful, and then everybody's going to want to be your cheerleader, and then they're going to want to remind you about how, I told you to do this, I told you to do that, it's amazing, you're smashing it now. But there are going to be the times when you first jump into the unknown, which is an entrepreneurial space, and it's a very lonely time, when people are literally going to be like, they've changed, or they've done this, they've done that. But anyway, it's a previous episode about haters going to hate, etc. But just, you know what, as Sunny said,
wish you all the best.
Celebrate yourself, celebrate your success. You only have one life. And you know what? Just go and smash it.
I love that. You only have one life, guys. YOLO. Live your life.
No
regrets.
regrets.
If you have a burning desire to do something, do it. Obviously, be very I'm not saying just go and quit your job. We stress that a lot. Don't quit your job until you know that you're going to make money or have a good income off what you're doing. But if you do have a burning desire, invest in yourself and make it happen, guys.
Maybe even to begin with, move in silence. Move quietly, make your own little hustle in your ways. If you're a partner, if you're married, whatever, do it with your partner, enjoy it. Have fun. It might not work, but at least you can turn around and say, I tried.
And if it doesn't
work, it's still better than the one person who's sitting there who's never done it.
If it doesn't work, all you've got with you to take forward to your next venture, or whatever you decide to do, is just lessons.
No failures.
Lots of lessons. And experiences that are only going to make you stronger and better. So good luck, guys. I hope you enjoyed our top tips.
Thank you very much, guys.
For all those people that have asked for this episode, I hope that's been good for you guys. Let us know what you want next, because I really enjoyed that.
That's it. Drop it in the comments. As I said, we're going to try them in the comments section at about 9:30 for about half an hour. And just spread the word, and thank you very much for listening, and good luck on your entrepreneurial journey.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. Bye.